I have a special guest today, McKensie Stanton. I'll tell you more about her in a minute, but I'm Berman Fortgang, Master Credential Coach, 5-time best-selling author, and TEDx speaker. Hello, McKensie. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Laura.
I want to start right off the bat with the name of your podcast. It's the Nomad CEO. Are you a Nomad CEO? What's a Nomad CEO? Tell us how this came to be.
So I am a nomad and CEO. Long story short, I was walking down the street of Bali last year, a couple months into being a full-time nomad and running my own business, working for myself and having a team and having a big vision. And I was like, oh, what a fun name. So I just threw it out there and I started a podcast like a month or two later. And I'm almost a year in now to the nomadic life. It's been a dream come true.
Tell me about your wanderlust.
It started actually when I was 14 years old. And I got a letter from an organization called People to People Student Ambassadors. And it was inviting me to go to Australia. And I thought, oh my gosh, dream come true. Like, this is amazing. So I remember reading it to my mom. She was like, well, do you want to go? And at 14, I'm like, can I? And she said, well, if you want to, we will find a way to make it happen. And lo and behold, a year later, I was in Australia without my family with this organization for 3 weeks. Ever since then, I've just had this passion to see the world. And I had a goal of hitting 22 countries by 22, which I hit. And then I actually started building a business and didn't travel overseas for 6 or 7 years. But my heart was yearning for it. And so where I'm at now is such a buildup of many, many, many years of just a deep desire, a deep calling to see this world, and not only to see it, but to make an impact in it.
Well, that brings us to your work. You have a company called World Changers. So tell us about World Changers and what kind of work that you do and how you bring people together.
World Changers, first and foremost, is a community. And it's a place where we come to connect, right? We have an app that's getting back in the App Store right now. So it's an actual community there. But then meeting in person, and I host events and different things of people that have that yearning to make a change in themselves and the world around them. From there, I curate experiences for people. So that's retreats. We do virtual masterminds, live masterminds. We do challenges. So having these aspirational dreams of changing the world are great. We got to start there, right? Dream big. And then it's like, well, what does that look like to build daily? So how do we practically execute on that change? It's, community, we do coaching, challenges, we have a curriculum, and then we do live in-person experiences, retreats, expeditions all over the world.
So we met at an event where we had an example of this. A guy named Paul who wanted to make sure that people in Africa had clean drinking water. And he's like changed his whole life radically to make that happen in the world. That's an example of a world changer.
I see it this way. Like there's if we talk about travel, there's a tourist that will travel, right? And I love being a tourist, don't get me wrong. Let's go where the highlights are. A general tourist mindset, though, is I'm going somewhere just for me. And that's not a bad thing. We need that, right? That's part of our human nature. That's okay. And then there's the next layer of traveling, and that's what I see as an actual traveler, where they're going to see the culture. They're going to meet the people. Like, how do they live here versus just what's their highlight reel? And so you go where the locals go, you learn their language a bit, right? All that stuff. You might stay longer. And then there's a third way to travel, and I see that as a world changer. Where yes, go to glean from an amazing culture and their highlights. Go to meet the people. Go to learn how they live. And then ask ourselves, what can I do in my time in this place to make it better than I found it? Not just the change that I think they need to make, rather understanding the people and the desires of their heart and the change they want to make, and simply creating opportunities, whether that's resources financially, whether that's time, whether that's connections, to make a change in their lives. And to answer, deeper to what World Changers is about, that's why I lead retreats. That's why I curate these experiences for people to go around the world. Is yes, let's see the sights, let's meet the people, and let's ask ourselves, how can we make this not just about us, but about the lives of others?
So you hope to inspire people to see themselves as global citizens, it sounds like.
Yes, 100%. Well said. I love it. Yes.
Who inspires you? You inspire others with this. Who inspires you?
Laura, with the risk of sounding a little cheesy, every person I meet inspires me. Laura, can I just say this about you? Like, and to those listening, because yes, we met in an event, and long story short, you had a chance to be on that stage and, you know, share a little bit about what you do. And you could tell every person in the room was inspired. Every person was impacted. Every person was moved. And to hear what you do to help people and coaches to, you know, do well in their life, it's really remarkable. So I have a ton of admiration and respect for you. I just want you to know that. And
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Mutual Admiration Society. High five. All right, so let's tell people where they can find you and what you have coming up and what you have to offer them.
if you're on Instagram, then hello, we're at worldchangers.me. So that's also our website, worldchangers.me. I'm on LinkedIn at McKensie Stanton. So find me on there. We're also on YouTube at worldchangers.me. And then coming up, we actually have our first domestic World Changers retreat here in Idaho, where I'm from. And it's a 3-dayer. So it's a condensed version of what we do abroad. And in those retreats, you can think of it like a wellness retreat, a leadership conference, and a mission trip had a baby. And that's our retreat. And the mission trip side is we just serve a local organization. So we'll be at the Boise Rescue Mission, go to their women and children's shelter, go to their men's shelter and spend some time with them amongst, you know, our health activities and mindset work. Outside of that, you know, next year we're going to have 2 international ones. Lastly, my offer to people is just, I'm still workshopping this. So you're getting the beta version, team, just so you know. We've created a custom GPT. Now, what that does is it walks people through how to map out their 100-year legacy. So think of your age right now at 100 years. Okay, no matter what age that is. And what this GPT will do is help guide through, okay, what's the impact that I want to leave after I'm gone? And really quick, there's 3 components that I talk about in our program. There's our lifespan, how long we live, our health span, how healthy we live in those years, and then our purpose span, how deeply we give. How long of our life are we living in our purpose? So that GPT helps people identify that and reverse engineer to a 4-week to 90-day window to practically execute on habits aligned with that long-term vision. So it's and that's our onboarding process actually in our group, is to start there, right? What's the impact I want to leave after I'm gone? So that's
Amazing.
Yep.
I think it's so important for people to think that way, just to be that global citizen. Well, McKensie, thank you so much for spending time with us. Your journey is inspiring.
Thank you.
You really make us think about how we can be more and do more, which is what coaching's all about. So thanks everybody for being here with us every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. And don't forget to check out worldchangers.me. And we will put in the notes on everything where to find the rest of the stuff.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.